The movie begins with the main characters, Tyler and Margot. They get an invitation to go to a famous and expensive restaurant on the island. Not many people can go there because it costs a lot of money. Famous food critic Lylan and her editor Ted, famous film star George and his assistant Felicity, some famous businessmen Soren, Day, and Byers, and a famous businessman couple Richard and his wife Anna are on the boat. A boat comes to take people to the restaurant, and when they arrive, they're greeted by a waitress named Elsa. She checks the names of all guests on the list, but she does not find the name of Margot. The real girlfriend of Tyler, whose name is mentioned in the list, is not able to come with him due to some clashes. Tyler brings Margot with him as his girlfriend. Elsa takes people on a tour of the whole restaurant. They see how food is grown and prepared exclusively. Everyone then sits down at their dining spots. Tyler loves food and cares a lot about himself and social media. He always posts pictures of food to share his cooking experiences. He's a big fan of the chef of the restaurant, named Slowick, who is the owner of the restaurant. But Margot does not like the food at all. She does not eat even a single bite of any dish. Everyone is sitting at their table. An old lady named Linda is also sitting and having a drink. Richard sees Margot and starts hesitating as if he is hiding something. Slowick comes into the scene. He checks the food being prepared himself. He starts watching Tyler and Margot very closely. Food is brought to the table, and everyone enjoys it. Tyler begins telling Margot about his food experiences. He's fascinated by Slowick's way of cooking. Slowick speaks to the guests and introduces his first-course menu, which is served perfectly. He talks about its history and ingredients and encourages guests to taste the dish. Tyler begins sharing his food experience with Margot again. Slowick tells him not to interrupt. Tyler gets emotional because he's afraid he might upset Slowick, whom he admires a lot. The preparation for the second-course menu begins, but Slowick keeps staring at Margot. The food is served, and Slowick starts talking about its ingredients and history. The dish is called breadless bread plate because Slowick believes that bread is a dish for poor people. All the guests of the restaurant are rich, so they are not offered bread. Tyler is impressed and enjoys the food. Day demands bread from Elsa in an arrogant way as his boss is funding the restaurant, but she refuses. Margot seems uninterested in the artificial-looking food. She refuses to eat the dish. Slowick insists that she has to eat it, but she refuses because it's her choice. Slowick leaves, but Tyler gets angry at Margot. The next meal served is tacos, and it's called Memory. Slowick explains the dish and talks about his mother, who is also present. He shares that he loved tacos as a child, but his father, who was an alcoholic, would beat his mother when drunk. His bad memories are connected with tacos, which is why he named the dish Memory. Surprisingly, each taco served is printed with the bad memories of the guests, except Margot. A wealthy couple who loves each other is given tortillas with a picture showing a man involved with another girl. The businessman group is given the tortillas, which are printed with fake invoices, as they are involved in selling fake invoices of the people. The movie star is given tortillas with a printed scene from his worst movie ever. Tyler gets emotional again and thinks Margot should apologize to the chef. They start arguing heatedly. Margot leaves the place and finds a silver gate. She tries to open it, but Elsa stops her. Margot goes into the washroom. Slowick follows her into the washroom and asks why she didn't eat his dishes. She says she's not hungry. He asks for her name and says she's hiding her identity because her name isn't Margot. She feels scared, but leaves the place. Slowick, the chef, calls his junior chef Jeremy and introduces him to a guest. Slowick asks Jeremy if he's happy with his life, but Jeremy says no. Then Slowick asks if Jeremy wants to live life like her, but Jeremy says not. Slowick then orders the next dish on the menu. Suddenly, Jeremy takes the gun and shoots himself. Slowick says it's part of the menu. People get scared. The movie is becoming crazy. A wealthy couple tries to leave, but Elsa, acting on the chef's orders, cuts off the husband's finger. Everyone gets scared. Slowick then approaches Margot and tells her that she's not who she says she is. This is important because the guests are part of a plan to kill everyone there tonight. He gives her a choice. Choose either the customers or the staff. Margot, sitting at the table, looks very worried. Slowick serves the next dish, making everyone worried. During a businessman's birthday celebration, Slowick brings out the cake. The businessman mentions that the funding for the restaurant comes from his friend. Slowick acknowledges this. Later, Slowick reveals to everyone outside that the same man who is funding the restaurant is found dead. Slowick goes to his room. Margot enters and reveals she's a call girl. Slowick gathers everyone outside where his junior chef says that Slowick tried to be intimate with her in the past, but she cried and Slowick left her. Then, she hugs the chef inappropriately and announces the name of the next dish. Slowick then tells all the men to run, and his workers will chase them. Those who manage to escape will be safe, but the others will be killed. He tells everyone that they are invited because they somehow made him lose interest in cooking, or because they profit from the work of food artisans like him. He says that by the end of the night, everyone will be dead. The junior chef gathers all the ladies in the dining hall. She makes everyone taste her dish and praise her. Margot reveals her real name, which is Erin. Guards capture all the men and bring them back to the hall. Slowick goes to Tyler and asks why he's there. Tyler says he's a fan of Slowick, but Slowick tells him that he was warned that anyone who enters will be killed, yet he brought Margot with him. Margot becomes angry with Tyler. Slowick takes Tyler into the kitchen and asks him to cook something. He makes something gross. Slowick says something to him that makes him hang himself in the room. Slowick's ego and overconfidence in his cooking likely made him think he could impress the chef enough to change his mind about killing him along with everyone else. Slowick then tells Margot that they need some ingredients to make dessert, and she has to get them. Elsa quickly follows her. Margot sneaks into Slowick's house. Elsa catches up and attacks her, but Margot fights back and kills Elsa. Margot finds a silver door, opens it, and enters the chef's private room. She finds a radio and successfully contacts the police. The police officer enters the dining room, and everyone thinks they'll be saved, but he's part of Slowick's cooking team. Now, the preparation for the final meal begins. Margot calls Slowick and says she doesn't like the food and is still hungry. Slowick asks what she wants to eat, and she says she wants a simple cheeseburger, well cooked with fries. Slowick prepares it, and she eats it, even taking the leftovers. She genuinely praises his dish. She leaves the place as Slowick allows her. Slowick tells everyone about the final course meal on the menu, whose ingredients are the customers. Every guest is dressed in marshmallow and chocolate caps. Explosives are set up everywhere in the dining hall. Slowick sets off the explosives, and everyone, including Slowick, staff, and customers, are killed. Margot is seen enjoying her cheeseburger in the boat. The movie ends with Margot sitting outside, enjoying her cheeseburger, reflecting on the night's events. The audience is left on the edge of their seats, captivated by the unexpected twists and turns of the thrilling conclusion.